If you're just tuning in, share it with your friends, give your buddies a call. It's tough conditions out there, but if you want to see some spectacular bodyboarding from the next generation of up-and-coming bodyboarders, now is your time to tune in, because we're down to the semi-finals for the juniors, which are the older, more stronger competitors. Then we will jump into the finals for the cadets, grommets, super groms, and then juniors.
So in this heat, in the blue, we have Tully Roberts. In the white, we have Cooper Stewart, and in the red, we have Bodie Huggin. So good luck, guys. 20 minutes on the clock.
3 strong competitors. Tully Roberts making it through to the semis. Cooper, last year's winner of the Future Pros event. And Bodie, I've been watching him all day. He's been in the tent here on a couple of occasions already, and he has been dominating his heats and winning them fairly strongly. So he'll be one to watch as well on the water today. Coming up from New South Wales, Bodie, and Cooper, Sunny Coast local. Let's have a look and see if we can find any info on Tully Roberts. Is he a Gold Coast bodyboarder, do you know? Or
No.
Don't know. Let's have a look.
I don't believe so.
Tully Roberts, Bodyboarding Victoria. Oh, he's in Sunshine Coast Bodyboard Club. So he must have moved up from Victoria. He was ranked 54th. He got second place in the Future Pros Junior Division last year.
Oh, big invert from red.
I only caught the end of that, but that's Bodie. He's been one of my favourite competitors to watch today as well. He's been in the commentator's tent on multiple occasions,
Here's
winning.
that replay. He punches through with a really good projection and a good flick in the end.
I think the invert's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, haven't seen many of them today, have we?
No, only 1 or 2, and both of them have been good. I think they're scoring him pretty good if they're landing him clean. So Tully Roberts, yeah, he's from Barwon Heads. It says Bodyboarding Victoria and Sunshine Coast Bodyboard Club, and he ranked second last year in the Future Pros in the juniors division, which is a bit of a highlight. He got second to Cooper Stewart in the juniors, so that's a pretty big deal. He'd be definitely one to watch, Tully Roberts in the blue. But Bodie, right out in front with the first score on the board of a 7.33 with a nice invert then that we just seen. So definitely one to keep an eye on. And we've got last year's winner and last year's second place in the blue and white. So this is going to be a good heat, guys. So if you're tuning in.
Oh, it's awesome to see the kids already starting to build their resumes.
It is, absolutely. At this age, like it's down to the make or break time, and it's sad, you know, to see one of them go, because they are all worthy of making it through to the final. But same as the last one I was talking about, it was 3 really good competitors, and like you really want to see them all get through, but it's just obviously only the top 2 competitors go through to the next round. So here we go. Cooper Stewart on a right-hander here.
Oh,
nice roll.
That was tidy.
And another roll. And he's double roll combination for Cooper Stewart, last year's winner.
That was a well hunted out roll for the first one, and then the second one, awesome one to back it up.
Absolutely, with 16 and a half minutes remaining, still plenty of time on the clock. They were a little bit selective, and it took them a little bit of time to pick off their first waves, but worth the wait for both of those 2 competitors that have already got scores on the board.
Well, that's not a bad score, that 7.33 for the invert.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Cooper. He's just nipped him with a double combination, so he's done 2 rolls on 1 wave. I mean, Bodie's invert, it looks spectacular, and it was a big move and a high scorer. Obviously, it looks like the judges have rewarded Cooper because he's done a combination of 2 rolls on 1 wave.
That was more than fair enough. That first roll was right in the pocket.
Absolutely.
Straight as it was coming over the top.
Here he goes again, Cooper Stewart. Oh!
The way he moves with the wave as well in those rolls is just gives it the extra flair and the extra, you know, it's a nice score. So even this one coming right through to the inside.
3 manoeuvres.
Yeah, even playing with the whitewash like that can give you a good backup score.
Here he is.
How you doing, buddy? Getting a bit cold. Jump around in the middle here.
Van Taylor, congratulations on winning Super Groms round 2 of the semi-final. Woo!
Thanks.
Yeah, well done, Van. So good to have you in this event. Like, how you feeling out there? You're into the final now. You're pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real fun out there.
Real fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting down to the business end, and you've made it through to the final round, and I think it's very well deserved. You surfed so good out there, made it right through, won the heat, and it was well deserved, mate. And congratulations. Is there anything you'd like to ask our winner of this semi-final heat number 2?
Oh, mate, you're putting a lot of hard work out there. It was well deserved. How are you feeling about going into the final?
Yeah, really excited.
Yeah, nice. Awesome. You're getting a bit cold now the wind's picking up?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, you better warm up and keep heated up for that final, mate.
Yeah.
I'll have to lend you my jumper. You're making me cold looking at you. It's really cold out here with that wind blowing, isn't it? So congratulations to Van Taylor and part of the Taylor family coming from the Sunshine Coast. Well deserved on that heat, mate. Again, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
And
Well done, buddy.
We'll see you in the final.
Yeah.
Good luck, mate.
Good job. Thanks,
Thanks.
Van.
Oh, man, that wind is kicking it now.
Oh no, it's gusting through again. It's coming right underneath, blowing sand everywhere, all over our electrical equipment. I've got sand in my shoes. You don't want to know where I've got sand. Anyway, we've got 13 and a half minutes remaining on semi-final number 1 of the juniors, and out in front is in the white Cooper Stewart, last year's winner, with a 7.67 and a 6.5. Combined score of 14.17. In second place, Bodie Huggin with 11.66. Needs a 6.85 to get into first position. And Tully Roberts, last year's second place in the juniors of the Future Pros event, only with a 1.8 score on the board. Still looking for some scoring waves out there. Looks like he's being pretty selective and waiting for the right wave to come through in this semi-final.
Cooper's backed up that double roll with a nice 6.5.
Yeah.
Securing that lead nice and well.
And we just had Van on then. We missed a little bit of the action, but you would have, if you're watching at home, you would have seen the action in the bottom corner of the screen. So maybe you can fill me in later. Now, if you are just tuning in, I'm Dave Hertzfield, or AKA the Smurf, they call me. Thanks to Sunzapper for providing me with boxes and boxes of blue zinc to cover my head and keep me out of the sun, and my head and my whole face, basically. I've got blue everything, blue fins, blue weddy. It's something that I've carried on from my good friend Lindsay, who had an accident in surf, and we used to wear our coloured zinc out in the surf all the time, and it was just part of the fun of surfing, and it would help each other find each other in the lineup, and we'd stand out, and people would get a good laugh out of it. You know, we used to surf the points out at Noosa all the time, and I've carried on the tradition, and it's stuck with me. So, AKA the Papa Smurf, that's where that's come from there. So. And Rob from the Gold Coast is also here commentating with me as well. Thank you so much for jumping on, mate. I appreciate having you here. It'd be a really hard job. Oh, rider in blue. It'd be a really hard job flying solo. So I'm
Oh, yeah, and I apologise having to do it a bit earlier, but, you know, we've got to keep things running smoothly everywhere. And as, you know, one of the organisers of the event, have to run around and put many hats on, but it's good to be back and sat down. Everything's tied down nicely from the wind now, and all the everything you need running smoothly. So
Yep.
we've had some nice acai bowls come out earlier, keeping the judges nice and fed with some coffees and
Amazon Power acai bowls, one of the sponsors of the event.
yeah, they've been a great sponsor of the event and the Gold Coast Bodyboard Club for a few years now, and I have to say they really make the day something extra. You know, when they give you something to look forward to.
I think, yeah, you know, this the Amazon Power, like, it's a superfood. Like, honestly, it just gives you sustaining energy and gets you through the day. You know, as a competitor or even as a commentator or a judge, I think it's a really good food to eat to help get you through long days at work, whether you're competing in competitions or working. It pays to look after yourself and put good stuff in your mouth and in your belly.
Yeah, that's it. You got to take care of yourself. From the right zinc to put on your skin to the right food to put in your stomach.
Absolutely, especially from a young age. Here we go, Cooper dropping down under the lip of one and punching through. That looked nice. I couldn't quite see over the lip there, but it looked like Ryder in red up as well. Ryder in red, looking for a section. Another invert from Bodie.
He's finding that good section there for the invert, isn't he?
It's been working for him in previous heats, and it's also working for him in this heat. He's got, I think, the second highest scoring wave. If he can get another score close to that, he'll be nearly knocking Cooper out of the first position.
It is always hard though, backing up same the mover for your second score, because you're not going to get as much stoke points for it. You lose a bit of points when you're making that your second mover.
And especially if it's not as big and spectacular as the first one. Cooper's done a pretty good job of doing multiple manoeuvres and combinations, and there we go. I think he's got a 6.5, which is definitely well deserved, and put him with a score of 13.83.
So close for that second place. Only 0.3.
Yeah, so, I mean, he'd need a 6.85 rather than a 6.5 to put him into first. Cooper's still holding the lead with a total score of 14.17. And Tully in the blue with a total score of 2.83. He's going to need to pull some rabbits out of the hat and some big scores, Tully, to get through to the final.
It goes to show how close two different riding styles can put you. You have one going for the big maneuver.
Tully now, Tully.
Oh, great rollo.
He stuck it. He got a good long ride down the wave. He should have stuck on that one and rode it.
I'm surprised he didn't look for that roll in the end of that section. There was definitely one there for it. But that's each to their own.
I think he timed that pretty well. Like, he sort of... he had a lot of speed down the line. He timed it pretty well. That's going to give him at least one good score on the scoreboard, and obviously a potential at knocking one of these two top competitors off their podium for the final. A 4.73 they gave him, which is pretty good for a nice run down the line and a roll.
Here we go, Red with the rollo. Decent roll, but couldn't stick it.
If Bodie, he's been doing some really good inverts. If you can back it up with a second manoeuvre, I think that would almost be enough. There's not much between them. He's been going ham on the inverts and the rolls and sticking some decent manoeuvres. For a young fella, he's a very strong surfer, and you can imagine him down in places like Foster or even northern New South Wales, where he's getting some heavier south swells. Anything south of Byron seems to catch all that south swell, and boosting some big manoeuvres down there. You can see the potential that Bodie would have in a little bit more powerful waves. And Cooper's, here he goes again. Cooper with the reverse on the takeoff.
Great takeoff.
Wow, just whipped it round, looking for something else.
And the turn back for the roll.
Yeah,
nice.
That's good surfing. Ryder in red. Whoa, that wind's kicked right up again. Ryder in red, I think he decent
roll for Ryder in red, but once again couldn't back it up with a second mover. But it was an interesting tactic from Cooper there with the turn back on the wave, and definitely worth it for that roll on the finish. Not that I think it will get into his second score, not that I think it will get in his top scores, but just a fun wave for him to push all the way through.
Cooper Stewart still holding the lead. I wonder if scores are going to change after Bodie's last roll. But Cooper Stewart still holding the lead with a 14.17. And Bodie needing a 6.85 to push him into first. Tully needing some bigger scores on the board with just over 5 minutes remaining. We are about to see juniors semi-final number 2 paddle out.
It's going to be another great heat, the semi-final number 2. This one's had some pretty awesome manoeuvres so far.
With just 5 minutes remaining. Rider in white, Cooper Stewart, last year's winner of the Future Pros event here on the Gold Coast in Australia. Currently out in front in this semi-final heat. And Bodie Hugan in second place. Well deserved. He's been one to watch today as well. He's been surfing very good. You can tell in more powerful waves he'd be going for some big manoeuvres, and it'd be interesting to see him surfing his local breaks or some heavier waves. He's been doing quite successful so far in these challenging conditions. A little replay of Cooper's wave there. He knows how to comp surf. You know, he can get the most out of a wave, so it's working in his favour.
Yeah, comp surfing can be a pretty challenging thing for some people who like just pulling big manoeuvres. It can be the difference of pushing in on and finishing a wave that you really don't even find interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Just for that extra little spin or extra roll.
I've still got my claim to fame, I've still got a newspaper clipping from like 1994 where it says David Hertzfield first and Adam Keegan second. I kept the newspaper clipping because Adam Keegan's a great comp surfer too. He still wins comps now, but back then we were both really good at milking. Cooper on a big left, big roll, nice clean roll from Cooper. And is he going to ride it through again? He's been riding him through and squeezing every little bit he can get out of each wave.
I think he is. That's the kind of comp surfer he is. He's not going to let that opportunity pass up because that was a really good roll.
That's how he's winning. Keegan used to do the same. You know, he'd do 2 rolls on a wave and then squeeze it right through to the shore and do a 3rd or 4th roll, even on absolutely nothing. And that used to be one of my skills back in my earlier days as well, is just milking the waves right out, you know, and whether it be, you know, just a spin roll combo, but doing multiple spin roll combos all the way through to the shore. It's hard work. You've got to be fit for it. You know, you're paddling in and paddling out multiple times in each heat, and then you just got to back it up over and over again through the day. You've got to be really fit. And, but it pays off. As you can see, it's putting Cooper out in the lead, still in the lead with a 14.27.
Well, not only does it boost your score up with the more manoeuvres, it's the length of ride as well. So, you know, judges take that into consideration, how hard it is to keep pushing through. And, you know, you don't get as much score for when you're hitting those small ones at the end, but even a half a point could be the difference.
I think it's worth it personally if they're putting in the effort, you know. Yeah, if you get one spectacular clean section where you do a super duper maneuver, you could just go, yep, that's a 9 or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it's always still worth squeezing something on the end of that.
Yeah,
even if you can. Like, it's, you know, it's cool doing the one big thing, but it's even cooler when someone can do something big and then straight away punch even something small after it.
Yep. Multiple combinations and... it pays off. It definitely does. Me personally, I'm not a judge, but I think it's worth going the extra mile. Here we go, rider in red with a reverse on the takeoff.
He's got an interesting wave here too. It looks like it
forward.
Yeah, faded out on him, but it could have had a good line there.
Some of those medium-sized ones are sort of pushing through that middle bank and into the shorey.
Well, you're seeing it be a little bit more of a point break kind of vibe at the moment. With
rider in blue.
A lot of sweep out there.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, you're starting to see it push really hard up to the north, so they're doing really well to stay in that position.
Rider in white.
That was an awesome roll, straight under the lip.
It was.
And he's going again for the inside.
He's squeezing it through. That was from where we're sitting. We were sort of sitting diagonally down the beach, but it looked really good. He was right in the pocket and timed it really well. Cooper Stewart, rider in white, again down the beach.
Well, from that wave he got before, he paddled straight back out in 2 minutes, got another awesome roll though. So
Yeah.
it does go to show what you're saying before about the stamina and strength. It's not easy, but you know, he's got 2 really good scores on the board and he's just not stopping, riding every wave all the way through, doing everything he can to better himself.
Covered in sand. There's sand everywhere from here to Timbuktu.
I guess with the reputation of first place last year, you're not gonna let it get taken off you easily, are you?
Nah, you can see he's